You smile, extend your hand, and catch their name loud and clear. 3 seconds later, the word is entirely gone. The immediate physical reaction is a spike of embarrassment. You mentally scramble, panic a little, and assume your memory is failing you. Losing that information is an intentional biological mechanism. Your brain is executing its baseline programming exactly as designed. During the first 10 seconds of an encounter, your mind acts as a ruthless filter. It absorbs a flood of incoming sensory data, instantly locking down what matters for survival and throwing out the rest. Dropping a name the moment you hear it is the hallmark of a healthy, highly active cognitive system, running a rapid-fire triage. Long before a single greeting is exchanged, your nervous system is already hard at work analyzing the physical person standing in front of you. This animated diagram illustrates how your brain distributes its processing power. You have a massive, high-speed neural pipeline dedicated entirely to visual facial recognition, an ancient evolutionary survival tool, running alongside a much narrower pathway for modern verbal processing. Deep inside the temporal lobe, a specialized region is explicitly tasked with mapping and memorizing those specific facial features. Because of this dedicated hardware, a visual identity can be permanently locked in for decades. A verbal label, meanwhile, shatters on impact. A spoken name never stands a chance when it is forced to compete in a biological system optimized to assess physical threats and visual identities. So, while your visual cortex is locked in on the face, the actual sound of the name finally hits your ear. Cognitive psychologists classify names as arbitrary labels. John or Sarah contains zero actionable data about who a person is, how they behave, or what they do. This diagram shows how the brain actually stores data. A new piece of information has to reach out and anchor itself to existing knowledge, traits, or narratives to form a lasting memory. If you learn about their profession or hear an interesting story about their hometown, those details snap into place, creating a secure, reinforced network. A name arrives completely stripped of context. Without an immediate visual association or background trait to grip onto, it simply falls away. Because a standard greeting happens too quickly to build those necessary contextual bridges, your brain accurately identifies the random string of syllables as junk data and deletes it. Let's step back into the exact physical timeline of that handshake to see the hidden workload happening under the surface. You are experiencing a textbook case of divided attention. High-pressure social environments demand a massive split in your cognitive focus. As you look at this conceptual map of a greeting, notice the sheer volume of background processes running simultaneously. You are analyzing their posture, formulating your next sentence, and actively monitoring the physical impression you are making. This creates cognitive overload, a state exceptionally common among people who tend to think deeply or overanalyze their daily interactions. With so much processing power devoted to these immediate social calculations, the specific mechanism responsible for encoding audio into memory is completely overwhelmed. Dropping the name is a direct, unavoidable consequence of a mind running multiple high-level social diagnostics all at once. The next time an introduction slips right through your grasp, skip the self-judgment. Struggling to retain a name has absolutely no correlation with low intelligence, nor does it signal a failing memory. It is quite frequently a symptom of a highly functioning, hyper-aware mind deeply engaged in analyzing its environment. The sheer speed of human social rituals simply denies the brain the seconds it needs to build the necessary architectural associations. To keep uncovering the hidden psychological architectures driving everyday human behavior, subscribe to Flip the Leaf and remain curious about how we operate.